Welcome to Shawnee Grows. I am Shawnee. I encourage everyone to learn as you grow. How's everybody doing? Uh, Tonight is Friday. It is Friday night. What's on your minds? What have you been doing? Is the weather helping or hurting your garden dreams and plans, your task list? Let's chat about it. What have you accomplished? What's next? Hey, Team Replay, I'd love to hear from you. How's the weather in your area? What are you growing right now? Drop a comment below. I'm going to go over the seeds that I have sown outside in a potential cold frame. I'm going to show off things behind me that I've been growing indoors and some stuff on the side. We're going to just catch up with how's your gardening going? I'd like to see who's in the chat with us in this wonderful live stream. I was going to say a little bright and early, but it's evening. I mean, bright and early in the start of the show, right? We have South Florida sunshine, tropicals, no heat wave yet or rain, overcast all day. Went out late to water, still need to drop more fillers for my tropical food forest and experiments in the ground. As a reminder from South Florida Sunshine Tropicals, please hit the like as you come in and turn on all messages. Thank you. I did have to change it from top chat to all, is it called all? Live chat. Gandalf Smith, hey, how's it going? Duncan 1900 Homestead, good evening. Good to see you. Miss Sharon, how are you? Going through reading everyone at a nice pace. We're in no rush, right? We have Mushroom Mark coming in with an aloha and a peace sign. Hey. Always good to have Mushroom Mark around. We have Miss J.K. Gardner. Hello, hello. Go ahead, tell us in the chat. What have you been up to for gardening? What's next for gardening? What's your weather doing? Are you happy with it? Dave Knight. Hello. Dave Knight has a greenhouse. If you want to see his greenhouse lettuce, go on over there. Save it to your watch later and check it out. We do have a poll going for those here live. The question is, how's the weather treating your garden? Is it perfect gardening weather? Too much rain? Still too cold? Unexpected heat wave? We had the last 2 days very warm weather. Now, a lot of people would say, this is wonderful. It's so great. I can get so much done. And I don't have the same opinion. It's too hot for me. It was 75, I think, yesterday, and it was 80 degrees Fahrenheit today. I'm melting. It's too hot. I can't have it. We are getting a wonderful heavy rainfall tomorrow. Now, they're only saying 1/4 of an inch, but I will take it. And since that's coming through, we're going to go back down to normal temperatures, right? Your below freezing at night might still be happening for us here in zone 4B, 5A in Minnesota. So that means we can't be putting a whole lot of things outside in the ground. Now, I am seeing tulips popping up here at the rental home because I have a different microclimate than the offsite garden does. It warms up here where I'm at quicker than the offsite garden. I saw some strawberry leaves growing. I saw my walking onions popping out, and I believe crocus. Very small, very small. So just keeping an eye on that. It's weird getting rain, but it's about time. Like, we could still potentially get snow. Like, I think Sunday we might see a dusting of snow, but it's not going to be an accumulative amount to be showing anyone about. Miss Sharon says, internet is lagging a bit. I'll try to keep up. So I was a guest on a channel called, is it called The Backwoods Misfit? I posted in my, it used to be called the community tab, but now it just says posts on my YouTube channel. I shared it in there. I was interviewed. So if you'd like to hear more about me and getting to know Shawnee Grows, you can add that to your watch later and head on over there and see what we talked about. It was a good time. But the purpose of me bringing that up is, sure, go watch it. But also the internet, when I watched the replay, my audio worked, but my video kept freezing up or skipping. And I didn't know that was happening during the actual live stream. And so I'm still connected. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, if I'm going to see that again. I don't know how to fix it. I don't think there's anything I can do. I have enough. What was that? Oh, it's a piece of dust. Man, I thought there was a bug crawling on the desk. Nope. Checking. Nope, not a bug. We're good. Right. So, I hear you on the internet situation. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Boo. Are you sweating up there? Good to see you, Mike. I'm going to show some of the stuff I've been growing inside. I'm going to show the seeds that I sowed outside. Mike says, I need 50-degree nights so I can garden. Yep. That would be the magical temperature we need to sow some cold weather crops. Warm weather crops after that. Yep. If it definitely is going to stay above that, right? Gandalf Smith is saying, Shawnee, more of my peppers have germinated. That's great. I saw more pop up today too in my trays that I have. So I'm just going to show you this one. I kind of want to put it, I just don't want, here, I don't want dirt in my keyboard, right? Healthy little pepper baby plants. So this is the Luchauer paprika. Excellent germination. I did sow 2 seeds per cell. This is a 6-cell. If you can see the bottom, probably not with this lighting. It has that style base. My children helped me do it, and I am keeping them warm with a heating pad because I don't have an actual seed starting heating mat, which I might invest in one because I need it for peppers. Other than that, I don't need it. Excuse me. So just monitoring the soil temp for my peppers because I didn't want to be behind. So I'm glad you brought up peppers. Whoops, I should just put this over here. I think I have 15 kinds. I talked about it one night. Mostly sweeter bell, and there's one 6-cell that each one has a different hot pepper in it. So maybe 6 hot peppers we're going to get out of the whole tray. Duncan, 1900 Homestead. My walking onions are about a foot tall. Let's see, mine are 6 inches. And then I actually have some of the bulbets that I had in the house, and I actually am putting them in containers that I have. I feel like there's a hair. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's a glare. I don't know. I have some bulbets that I stuck in pots in the house, so they're like a couple inches tall. So that'll be funny to see if I can get them to grow. It was so nice out. Besides getting all the mud out of the house, you know, when you shake all the rugs out and you leave the doors wide open, I had a nice cross breeze coming through in my kitchen. I took every single plant out of my kitchen and put it on the deck and gave everything a really heavy water because it could just fall through the deck. And then I brought everything back in because you don't want house plants that have been inside all winter to be outside in the wind and in 80-degree sunshine for more than 20 minutes. You'll burn them up and scare them and fry them. And It was just nice to do that routine of like taking care of something outside on the deck because that's usually where I put all my herbs, things that I want to access quickly. Um, it was a nice break of routine because I'm not used to doing that, right? Gandalf confirms that the channel's name is The Backwoods Misfit. And I don't, sometimes like one time we didn't have sound, and it looks like I have sound on the YouTube side. So I just wanted to see, okay, the message. Yeah, it was, the first hour is just me and the Backwoods Misfit. Hour 2 and 3, Radio Jonesy joined us on panel. It was a good time. The Backwoods Misfit. Mike was booing. You were booing. Okay, I wondered if it was like boo or boo. Your love of cold. I like a nice 65, 70-degree day. Don't get me wrong. I worked so hard outside of my normal routine of Winterland the last 3 days where, take kids to a park, go walk a nature place, whether it's a state park or a trail or I'm trying to think of the name, like a Audubon Wildlife Refuge where there's beehives and bird houses. Um, we cleaned out the house a little bit. We're trying to declutter. That's the thing I do every spring. I get rid of things we've outgrown and don't need. So it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of carrying things, a lot of running around with children, and my body is so sore from all that extra exercise, which I need. I need to get back in that routine because taking care of gardens is a physical job. The type of gardens I have, now you can set yourself up with a more manageable, sit down, relax, chill planting session, right? Thank you, Gandalf. What I did was Fox Farm potting soil. It was either the Ocean Forest Floor one or the whatever the brown one is. And then a little bit of worm castings. And I have given them a feeding by water with a very diluted fish emulsion, Neptune's Harvest, because that smells and it's inside my house. But I think they have really good green growth and they don't look stunted. Um, so I'm happy. What temp is your right now? It's 75 degrees in my house, which is very uncomfortable for me. Um, I like it 68 at this time of night. I always want it at 68. I can't just open a window. Long story, but the grow area at night when I shut all the lights off, it gets down to like 62, 65 in the soil. And so I like to turn the heat mat on first thing in the morning and then turn the lights on and I can get it back up in that tray. In my pepper tray, I can get it up to 80 pretty quickly. And so now I'm seeing great germination. But yeah, I'm not happy that my house is at 75 right now. It's uncomfortable for me. I hate heat. Dave Knight, I planted carrots and beets outside under burlap. Zone 6A was 55 Fahrenheit and 65 tomorrow. Wow, I cannot plant carrots and beets till I want to say the end of April, but it's probably middle of May actually, if we want to have actual strong success and not risk snow and rot. I like that you're using burlap. Do you have a source for your burlap? I'm guessing it's something you've had and you just reuse it every year. Mike's Cat at Gardening. I keep mine 76 over winter so I can grow anything. Yeah, my grow station can stay at 72 very well without a heat mat. That's just with the lights and the small area with the plastic and the fan. We have storms, radios, and cats. What's up, Shawnee? How are you doing? Did you buy some potting soil? Is your containers lined up? You throwing seeds yet? Or even wildflowers? When's that time? Does that happen soon? Mushroom Mark. So maybe that's how the bat got in. What's how the bat got in? Because I asked you, are we having this conversation right now in front of everybody? Guess what, everyone? There was a bat in my house, and it was upstairs, and it was crawling around on the floor, and it has been removed from the home, and it is safe, and it's alive, and it flew away magically in the wild. So we were contemplating how this thing got in the house upstairs, because usually a bat's in the basement, in my experiences, or just in, I don't know. The reason it was crawling on the floor upstairs. So, yeah, I had both doors open and I asked you, do bats fly around in the day? And you and our son were like, they only fly around at night. So, I just don't know how I would have missed a bat flying in one of the doors, and then the door to upstairs is always closed. How would it have magically maneuvered all of that if you're still here? Mushroom Mark. Yes, it's good to see Barry. Okay, Miss J.K. Gardner, have you ever tried to do the seed snail method to germinate your seeds this season? Looks promising. Less failure? Is this like a thing I can Google? Because I'm not sure what that means. So I have started onions. I showed you guys that before, and I'm not super like happy with how they look. I want them thicker. So I'm gonna feed them again, and I can plant them in the end of April, I believe, depending on our weather. And they're alive. I mean, it's not like there's anything wrong with them. They're supposed to be like pencil thick, I thought, when you transplant them outside, which is, like I said, in a month or more. The seed snail method is a space-saving, efficient seed starting technique where seeds are planted in a spiral rolled strip of material like bubble wrap or foam filled with soil, creating a snail that can be placed upright and watered, promoting strong, deep root growth. Is there a picture? Because I'm lost. Okay. Let's show some pictures, everybody. If I can get it. Well, that's not what I looked at on this page. What? So here's one example I'm seeing. This is that seed snail method that was asked from Miss J.K. Gardner. Get it to where I like it. So I'm seeing the spiral effect. And so each layer of the spiral, you've got a seed germinating in it. Okay. When did this start happening? Is this new? Whoops, that's a tiny image. I'm trying to get something else on the screen here and it didn't load right. Is this something from other countries? I have, like, I don't love it. I feel like messing around with it, it's different, I guess. And I can't say anything about a procedure until I've done it. But my thoughts with it are, like, yes, I get it. There's, 10 seedlings in this much space, right? Versus this much space. Or, this is a 5x5. Okay. And then this is my other thing I've got going. It's a 1020 tray and a 72 cell. And it is celery. So, yes, there's more than one celery in each cell. Unless you look at this side, it's a little bit more spaced out. And I haven't decided what to do about that. If I'm gonna like tease them apart and put them in their own, what are those called? 2x2s, 3x3s? I haven't decided because I don't have a lot of space. They might stay in that cell until they go outside. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do because I still need to start all my tomatoes. No, this comment. I've never done seed snail method. I'm looking at it here and I get the concept. And I'd have to try it to know if I like it. And it's like, I already have all the equipment. So here they've rolled it out, but I think it's a video. Is it a video? Maybe I can show this part. This is neat. So once you have established the snail seedlings, this is it rolled out. So that part makes me more interested. Because when I was like, how am I getting them out of that thing? So they roll it out and remove whatever paper, whatever you use, and now you can see the root health, and then you would just tease apart each plant. I'm following it. I get it. Again, new to me. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah, you unroll it. So, okay, are people using this method in the chat? And I'm just behind in the times because I had never heard about it. Gandalf Smith is asking, is anybody doing anything for Arbor Day or Earth Day next month? I always buy, this will be the first year anniversary of me buying trees on Earth Day because they have good prices. And I like to plant the trees that give me food. So I'd like to continue doing that. This will be year 2. I would like plum trees for sure, but I actually have not finalized my list or made a wish list or anything when it comes to that. And everyone should make soil that day, Pathway Soil Bank, Food Forest Permaculture. Hey, greetings, fellow Earthlings. His channel shows Pathway Soil Banks, how to get it started. That's something you should all start on Earth Day. We should all build our compost piles if you have the materials. We should plant trees. We should gather with friends, talk about nature with nature. So that's what I need to get my list finalized, see what the sales are doing. Definitely going to plant more food trees if I can. So storms, radios, and cats. Not yet. Groceries are more important. I hear you. I'm in that same boat. I got paid from my remote work job. I got the materials I needed for my son's art gallery show coming up next week. And then 2 essentials of the household that we must not go without. And then now tomorrow, we must only get the essential grocery food items that we must need. Because that's how it goes right now. Dave Knight, hey Gandalf, burlap from an old coffee bag. It is an old coffee bag. Okay. Okay, Mushroom Mark, Harry Potter magic, duh. See now, I don't know what you're referencing because I'm behind in the chat. What's Harry Potter magic, duh? Miss Sharon, 77 Fahrenheit here today. And planned to plant a lot, but we're looking at rain, much needed, for the next 10 days. I saw that west of us is fire banned, too windy, too hot. I see that we're going to have our heavy rain Saturday, possibly a light dusting of snow Sunday. And then there was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Any of those days could also have a chance of precipitation. So what I want to do is go out to the offsite garden. This is going to be crinkly. I'll try not to make too much noise in the mic. And I want to put out Bulb Tone by Espoma. It's organic, apparently, for my tulips. It's talking about sulfur, magnesium, calcium, potash, phosphate, nitrogen, derived from feather meal, poultry manure, bone meal, alfalfa meal, green sand, sulfate or potash, and sulfate of potash magnesia. what I like to do is put it on my daffodils, tulips, hyacinth, crocus. I have all of those. I should put them on the iris. I have snowdrops. I do have lilies. I should feed the lilies too before it rains, because then it lets it, you know, get in there. So I should have either done that tonight or go there tomorrow morning before it happens. I think it's a good time to do that because nothing's open quite yet. Maybe I haven't been there to see if even my garlic is anybody's garlic up. Storms, radios, and cats. Mark, shh! Don't break it to her. That bats start flying right at sunset. It's still daylight. Shh. Well, I had the doors open at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, and then it got hot, so I closed everything. Cut the tops and eat them. Man, you should see my chives. My chives need a total haircut. They're like, "Rrr." I did cut the onions once. I'm assuming we're talking about the onions. Um, I'd like them to get like 1 inch taller and give them a good feeding, and then I could cut them. Oh, here's another comment about it. Trim the tops of the onions off and then they get stronger. Okay, definitely I'm going to do that tomorrow then because, yeah, they look so wimpy. They look, if you haven't seen, if you weren't here, this is what I'm referring to. They're just thin and wimpy. Excuse me, sorry, that was in the mic. Oh, Gandalf has to go. Thanks for keeping it running. Mike has pencil thick onions? Jealous. Duncan, while you're here, check this out. This is the turmeric. Oh, I don't want this to get in my... Put a base on it. So this is the turmeric. And the ginger is in the same device in its own area. And it's got like the white crawling out of it. It hasn't done this yet. We're getting there though. And I'm saying, Duncan, look at this because she's the one who sent me the beautiful homegrown turmeric and ginger, so now I can be cool in Minnesota and have that growing. I'm pretty stoked about that. Here we go. Mike says the benefit is it's tall, so deep roots. Until it's easy to remove the plant. Okay, we're talking about that snail spiral, aren't we? I could see that. Yep, there's many inches of space for the roots to grow. And then to unroll it seemed pretty basic. We have Food Forest Permaculture reminding everyone thumbs up and share. I appreciate that. We have 16 watching. Let's do all of the thumbs. Excuse me, Guardian Prepping. I hope that you're all doing well. I've got a roof over my head. I've got my loving family that fills my heart. I need to make a meal plan. But we're every day doing what we need to do. Mushroom Mark, it was around sunset, still baffled on how it made it in, but like Shawnee said, it was safely transported back outside after I showed the children, of course. Yeah, 2 of them. The other one was AWOL, so he didn't get to see it and then yelled at us about it later, and it's like, dude, you weren't here. South Florida Sunshine here. Sorry, was working on something and will be in the background doing so also. I love that. I love when people multitask and listen to something but work on what they're supposed to be doing at the same time. I love doing that myself. Okay, Miss J.K. Gardner. I don't think it's new, but folks on other channels are raving about it. Yeah, okay. No, So I'm wondering if there's specific seeds to use that method with and ones that you shouldn't, because sometimes that's the way the game goes, right? I would love to hear what seeds people have seen done with the snail spiral starting method. I think it was sunflowers in the picture or zinnias or something. I don't know. It looked like a flower. Mike's saying it is an old method. So is it highly used in other cultures? You know, you recycle a material, you lay out the spiral, you put the dirt on, you spiral it up, and then you plant the seeds. Silly Lily is speaking about the wonderful, beautiful 1.5 foot of snow she pleasantly received, and it is still snowing, and it has been for 2 days. Hey, good to see you. I am melting. It's too hot. I can't stand it. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. I have seen folks raving about it. As long as you can rinse and reuse those bags, worth a try. So, I'm just like, how do they stay like this just because you're doing proper watering techniques, right? Like I bottom water, and so I'm picturing a 1020 tray with those in it. I don't know. I don't know. Storms, Raiders, and Cats. Dang, I feel like a slacker after seeing all those plants. Sigh. Here's some more plants. So I've been growing these for a long time, and they look sick. They don't look so good. So just be kind, okay? But this is a micro dwarf cherry tomato. And so you can see this is the ripe color. It's an orange hat tomato. And this is a 4-cell. And it's just sitting in a 5x5 because I don't want to spill all over the technology. So I have a bunch of these that I honestly thought I would have had harvest from sooner. And I'm just now getting harvest from these. And so now I don't want to commit plant murder. And part of me is like, just keep them going and put them in your green stock. This, like, end of May would be for tomatoes, but June 1st for sure. After Memorial Day, June 1st is like tomato time for me here. But it's like, I need the grow space to start the tomatoes for this year. So that's the other part of, well, I need to get rid of this giant tray. Well, we want to have it looking like this. This giant tray of celery is taking up too much space. So like if I get everybody put in their own like 3x3 and then this whole thing is only half filled, then I could get my tomatoes started, right? Because I have a variety of those between the sauce, the slicer, and of course some cherry. They're very important. I have varieties that I can't get at the nursery, so I must do this. Where am I at? In the chat. People say hi. People do these things as a fad, like winter sowing. They do without knowing the reason, says Mike. I'm going to get to the bottom of the chat and then I'll talk about this lovely container of seeds that I have sown in a technique that we have talked about in a previous live stream, cold frames, winter sowing. Check that out in your watch later if you haven't. Mike, Creative Gardening, seeing people in Texas winter sow, etc. Laugh out loud. Can you even call it that? Wait, you're in Texas. Duncan's never seen it before. All right. I'm not the only one. Mike's Creative Gardening. I've seen Zone 9 people winter sow. What? You can't. I feel like you can't call it that if you're in Zone 9. We have 25 more sleeps until Earth Day. Excuse me. I wonder if my tea is still really hot. I also don't like hot tea, Mike. It has to be cooled off. This was what I was going to ask Miss Sharon. Ooh, I just tinged that cup. Sorry, everybody. Miss Sharon, yes, we still have fires going. I wondered. And so we need the rain, and planting can wait. Yeah. Planting most definitely can wait. South Florida Sunshine. Tropicals love all their tones. Oh, I need that one. Storms, Radios, and Cats. Miss Sharon, parts of Kentucky are under burn bans. They also had too many fires get out of control. Yes, we had a live stream at Storms, Radios, and Cats of the radio talking about the response team and emergency crew for a fire, and it was pretty cool. Miss Sharon says to Storms, Radios, and Cats, last I saw, we had over 3,000 acres burned with zero containment. We need some rain over there. Carolinas, I believe. Duncan says, my saffron crocus are coming up. Ooh, that's wonderful. I know someone in Wyoming that has, their tulips are much higher than what I have. And then it got a light dusting of snow, and then was melted the next day. And then all the other ones start coming up. It's going to be so fun to see at the offsite garden because it's the first time having those there. Miss J.K. Gardner, my garlic is up. Oh, hope we don't get another freeze. I'm scratching my trees to see if they still alive. Yeah, like the green test on the bark. 3 freezes this winter. I have 3 fruit trees that I'm borderline not supposed to have here, but maybe it'll work. So if they're still with us this spring and put on new growth, we made it through 1 year. It's a specific type of peach that I'm going to have to keep replanting. They just don't last long here. A sour cherry, Montgomery cherry tree should be okay. And then a nectarine, which is like, what are you doing? We got to push the zones, right? I haven't been to the offsite garden to see if my garlic is up. I don't know, but I planted a bunch of garlic out there. Thank you, Duncan. She says, oh, it looks great, Shawnee. Storms, radios, and cats. Apparently, folks here haven't learned that when it's windy and dry, don't do a controlled burn. Oh my, 3,000 acres. That's horrible. Okay, side note, sidebar, side story. My son went to a field trip, and in the woods, they were learning how to start a fire with a magnifying glass, how to do bow drill, and how to use not a ferro rod, the flint, and he had a great time. But then today, we were catching him running around with a leaf and a magnifying glass, and we had to have a conversation. First of all, we're under a fire ban. Second of all, you can't just randomly start fires. You're not prepared. You haven't contained an area or gotten water to put it out. Okay, like hand over the magnifying glass, please. Slay Lily says to Duncan 1900 Homestead, nice. Are you going to harvest the saffron threads? Ooh, good question. I've never harvested them, and I'd love to hear how people want to use it. The only example I can think of to use the saffron is to flavor rice. So throw out some more ideas, because maybe I'll harvest some this year. You're hoping to. What are you going to use it for? Storm says to Mushroom Mark, yes, usually when I go out to film with the drone, I have to keep an eye out for the bats. Bats like to get into attics if they can find a way they get in. There's something called a crawl space that was mentioned that we have to go through the entire up there area and reorganize it this weekend. That's our rainy day project. And by our, I mean his project, not me. So I'll do the rest of the house. And usually around sunset, says Barry, food forest permaculture. I have the best success in using direct sow, whether it is cool or hot weather crops in my locale. Miss Sharon, I have tons of onions, but I don't think they're going to bulb up for me, thinking about just chopping the tops to dehydrate. What makes you think that? What's giving you that second guess of it's not going to work? I do have second year onions, like it looks like a baby onion that I'm going to plant, as well as these starts. Barry says to Miss Sharon, home dehydrated onions taste better than store-bought, in my opinion. She thinks so too. DCB's stormy, rainy weather you're sending everybody. What are you doing? Miss J.K. Gardner to Mike's chaotic. I winter sow and have been somewhat successful. Zone 7. Sulfur to sunshine. Tropicals. Areas of Texas freeze though. Yeah, for 1 minute. They freeze for 2 days. Like. Okay. Mike's chaotic garden. Your mini greenhouse growing, Miss J.K. Not winter sowing. Oh. Carol from South Florida Sunshine Tropicals agrees with Howie from Food Forest Permaculture. I prefer direct sow. Okay, Duncan 1900 Homestead. If you cut them back, they may bulb up for you because they're not feeding the top so much. Oh, Duncan, that's worth a try, says Miss Sharon. Food forest permaculture. I planted a lot of trees today with a lot of help. You did your olive trees and some fig trees? Is that right? And is there more? Mike says winter sowing is putting a sealed jug in the snow. In spring, you uncap it. The benefit is starting seedlings, no hardening off. Gardening, guardian prepping. I was thinking it was going to be the growing one. Your climates are crazy. My whole garden would be a greenhouse there. Florida Sunshine Tropicals. I also love volunteer food. Haha. To Howie, does that happen with your food bank system? And do you ever dig it up and put it elsewhere, somewhere else, or leave it? Oh, like you have a bunch of volunteer clumps of sunflowers, and you want to, when they're healthy, you pull them apart and plant them elsewhere. Howie's garlic is a foot plus. Wow. It's fun to know what plants are doing in different parts of the world. Yes, silly little trees. Howie says yes. Oops. A lot of trees and veggies grow from the Pathway Soil Bank. When I spread it. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Oh, have you seen the house inside the greenhouse in like Switzerland? I would love that in a cold climate. Just need filtered fresh air coming in and hope it does not act like a magnifying glass. Yeah, it's all about making it work for all those situations, for all the seasons that you're going to have in Switzerland. An attached one would be very nice. Duncan says we bush hogged the fields here just in case of fires. Yes, Silly Lily, saffron rice. It doesn't take much. Is there anything else you can use it for? Oh, Carol, don't tell me that. Bats like to get in long hair too. No. What? Anne's Place, good morning. How are you doing? We're just talking about plants that I have growing. We're going to talk about plants that I seeded in a special way. Carol says, right, I would love some crocus for saffron, but have never seen them growing down this far. What is the zone for the crocus? Well, they're growing it in California, but that doesn't mean the zone, just because the zone number is the same, doesn't mean it has the same type of heat and type of moisture, right? It's a perennial in zone 6 through 9. Well, it's a perennial where I live, and I'm 4B, 5A. What kind of accuracy is this information? It's talking about up to 9 is what I'm seeing. What's 10? Here we go. There's a 10. What are you again? Are you like 11, 15 or something? Oh my goodness. Maybe you have to grow it in your house, Carol. A house within a greenhouse. Beautiful idea. DCBs, I didn't do it. The Pacific Ocean did. I know. I know. I'm okay with the moisture. It'll be okay. Oh wow, you planted them in November? They're outside? Is it not the right temperature? I'm confused. Because onions only start to bulb up when the daylight changes. They're daylight sensitive. So the summer solstice is when they go, I'm going to make a bulb now for where I live. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Sorry, guys. My name is even longer. We'll explain later. Does that mean we're having a live stream? I haven't checked if it's been posted. We will go there next at, usually it's 10:30. It's 9:14 right now. Silly Lily says to Carol, USDA hardiness zones 5 to 9. Here we go. Tree list. Howie says olives, figs, black huckleberry, banana, lilacs. Oh yeah, the lilacs. Plums and herbs. Several hundred bulbs. I really want to bulb bomb a new guild out at the offsite garden, but I need a bunch of wood chips. And I looked at Chip Drop and it says it'll come to me, but I haven't submitted the ticket of I'm ready to accept yet because there's a discrepancy with where they get to be dropped at the property because it's not my property and I'm not there. So I just don't want to pay for chips again like we did last year. And usually you can call an arborist, but the location of the garden is what the problem is. Nobody wants to drive out there. Yes, Duncan asked the same question. Are you going live later, Carol? And Howie has been busy with a team of helpers, I hope. And he's a good garden, I was going to say general, director, foreman. What would we call it? Manager? What's the... You know what I'm saying right now? You know what I'm saying? Carol says I could try it to Silly Lily. I'll have to look into how long it takes till harvest. Spring has sprung. Bowtie life in the garden, 77 degrees today and gorgeous. I'm going to pause. It's too hot. It was 80 here in Minnesota. I'm melting, Bowtie. I'm melting. Okay, got 19 overwintered hot pepper plants in the garden this past week. Oh, they're in the garden? You're not going to have any more cold nights? We're going to go back down to freezing temps at night after this rain front comes through. That's an accomplishment. Also, planted beans. Oh, I should go get my bean seeds. Oh, I have beans to show you guys. The first two popped up this morning, and I'm about to put out the tomatoes. What? That's amazing. I'm just starting my peppers. This is my Luchauer paprika. Well, let me just... So we are using some heat to get them going. We've got a Fox Farm potting soil mixed with worm castings and harvest fish emulsion. And then this is the tomatoes I'm growing indoors right now. It is a micro dwarf orange hat. This is turmeric. I also have ginger, but it hasn't done the green thing yet. It's in the white clawing out stage. We've got my onions. I want to feed my bulb flowers before the rain comes, but I haven't gone out there yet. And then my celery. Oops, here we go. I should go get those beans when we do the seed story time. I'm almost caught up, I think. And yes, it's good to see you. That's fantastic that you got all that done. My body hurts from all the exercise I've done because it's been really nice and hot out, which means go do stuff. And my body's like, what are we doing? We were hibernating. Why are you doing this? Okay, Carol says, yes, Duncan, after Shawnee. I put it for 10:45. Oh, I'll be done before that. I almost guarantee it. I put it for 10:45, but can do a bit later. Don't want to cut off her time. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. If you cut me off, and I don't think I'll be live that long. Apple and pear blossoms right now. So do those have a scent? So I've never grown fruit trees before, Howie, and I really can't wait to see my fruit trees. I have apple and pear blossom, and so I don't know what they smell like. Saffron has a medicinal value. Doesn't all plants? I was talking. Okay, Mike says in the bush is a bit hungry. Carol says I have cute peaches on my Florida bell. Not sure they will last or drop. So far hanging on. Miss J.K. Gardner, yes, Mike, that's what I do. We had some serious snow this year in Baltimore. I'm just getting ready to open them and plant out in the garden beds. Okay. Barry says to Carol, yes. I have been dive bombed by bats out here, but to be fair, they only cared about the insect that was flying near me. Right. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, I encourage bats. I just stay out of my house, okay? Mediterranean climate from Carol is 10B. Okay, hold on. Mediterranean climate is 10B in California. I am Hades A and B. Laugh out loud. 11A. Rainforest. Yeah. Yeah. What is this picture? Oh, the bats. So I don't have my onions on the heat mat. I'm using a heating pad. I should probably just get a heat mat. But they're next to them. So I'm gonna plant them outside when it's the right temperatures. The next storm is starting of DCBs, so everyone prepare. It'll be here tomorrow and in Kentucky on Sunday and Florida on Monday. I don't know. Carol says, yes, Trueberry, they just want to eat the bugs. It's an accident, but scary as heck. I'm going to leave the onions and see what happens. I think 10 days of rain may rot them, though. It's always on our minds, isn't it, if something's going to rot? Carol says 10:45 tonight or 11 if you're still going. Hubby is working in the AM tomorrow. Radio Jonesy, hey, it's 1:15 p.m. Saturday. It was 80 degrees today, Jonesy, and melting over here. Bowtie life in the garden. Figs, loquats, blueberries, blackberries blooming now. What are we listing? That's in my garden. I know Howie was talking about what he planted. My question for everyone is, how's your weather? How's your gardening progress? What are you going to be putting in? And then Gandalf asked, did anybody have plans for Arbor Day, Earth Day? And I talked about, I always, starting last year, I'm going to plant food trees every year or on Earth Day, because usually I can get hot chips. I can get a pretty good sale on bare root fruit trees during Earth Day. Food forest permaculture. The secret garden lady is moving. Can you see me? My screen went funny. It says I'm live. There's a weird unstable internet thing. So I'm gonna keep talking. Because I must be okay. It looks like it was glitching on YouTube side. You're back? Okay. I was telling Miss Sharon that my internet went weird last night at the Backwoods Misfit. I was the guest and I was interviewed. Check out the replay. Chairman of the board is the title, Dave. Thank you. When you oversee the production of gardening in the lands. That's right. No, just a fellow earthling. Bowtie, we're done with any temps below 50. Wow. No, we're going to have 29 over here. It'll feel great. Carol says, I love bats and dragonflies. Screech Owl House over the bat house. Bowtie says, oh, I have so much turmeric planted out on my property and a friend's property. What? That's amazing. I've never grown it before. Carol says, I need to plant my ginger. My shampoo ginger disappeared. Oh, something maybe ate it, you think? Awesome. Celery seed tray. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Last year when I transplanted them outside, something ate them or some, I don't know, they disappeared. So I had to go buy more and it was very frustrating. DCBs, I do not like dragonfly. They eat my honeybees. DCBs, I went to a Audubon Wildlife Society. It's a bunch of butterfly, and then they have a fenced off area with 3 hives, and they still have the hives. Well, they're always ratchet strapped to the platform and it's gated, but the one in the middle has a black leather looking cover on it. That's what I saw. The bees aren't active right now. Carol says to Bowtie, come plant some out for me. Be right back, says Barry. Howie says, yes, very sad. When I see her, I have to keep my composure and not cry. And then it just sits in here and it bubbles up, and then you have to cry later. It's terrible. It's hard to do that around people when it's a whole thing, because they get that a lot. Usually when you're in that situation, people want to cry around them a lot, and you're like, can people stop crying around me? So it's very polite of you, I have to clear my throat, to like keep your composure and not want to cry, because I'm sure they see it all the time. Carol says, yikes, I heard that, but they clean up some of the mosquitoes here. But I did get a pitcher plant that is kicking their butts. And then there's a mosquito fish. You want to get mosquito eating fish. Slate Lily, I have apple tree and crab apple tree that is massive. The flowers are gorgeous come spring on them. That sounds wonderful. Anne's Place. Anyone, can I say, I can't attend the yearly feast because I have to plant seedlings out? Is it an acceptable excuse? I think so. You could lie and say you have fevers and stomach flu or something, and then just plant seedlings. DCBs. Oh yeah, Carol. That is why we try to make queens when there are less. The dragonflies like the slower, fatter target. Howie says, thank you kindly, Brenda. And everyone, I have to go there for the next week and box up what I can use, and the rest will be for the bulldozer. Not the bulldozer. Free plants. Put a big sign up. No bulldozing. DCBs. I have seen big dragonflies out circling the dandelions, hunting bees. It's crazy to watch. Circle of life. Yes. Carol says, I have some little onions sprouting. They're cipollini? 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 They may or may not make it once our spring gets kicking in. I just start making my new queens after the dragonfly period. Here's the You Are Back. Duncan says, food forest, permaculture, I'm so glad you can get what you need from her plants. Yes, it's a very life-changing situation for all people involved. Radio Jonesy, I planted a succulent today. Your succulents are massive. Howie says, yeah, Brenda, there are hundreds of trees and plants. Oh my, we must save them all. DCB's Shawnee was just replaced by a pod person. Yeah, that warning went away. The little unstable internet thing disappeared, so I don't know why it did that. Hard to lose a fellow gardener. The combos are so good, and oh, a secret garden. No wonder you are tearing up, Howie. Sorry you are losing your magical buddy. Bowtie, my soil is dazed from hitting 70 what for the rest of the summer. The moment it hits 70, the okra is going in. Already got the loofah planted. Ginger is starting to barely pop up in the garden already. Sounds like an insulation cover. They make the black thing. They make them to wrap the hive for winter. Why just the middle one? Why wouldn't they have done the two outer ones? I didn't understand why the middle one had it on it and not the other two. Many fairies are in the secret garden as ornaments. There is a video on my channel of the secret garden. Oh, the fairies. I think I know what you're talking about. Yes, Miss Sharon. Thank you so much for sharing our website, shawneegrows.com. GT Junior grows in Alaska. Hey, how's your finger doing? And I have a podcast. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel where you can access the podcast, or you can head on over to Spotify, find us there. It's called Learn As You Grow. If you want to hear more of my voice, play it on your drive, play it before bed. Thanks for supporting the channel. Carol says, yes, mosquito fish are great, but we have aggressive fish that will eat them in the canal. Well, can't you have like a water bird bath? You know what I'm getting at? It's a segregated area where only mosquito fish will live. Howie, when she walks her dog, I hold her hand, and she thanks me for being there. I know within 2 months she will move, and I will still keep in touch as she is a Earth warrior. That sounds like a good plan, Howie. Duncan says, oh, I love fairies and angels in the garden to Howie. I bet it's a beautiful garden. Hello, gang from Crazy Life Homestead. Welcome to our conversation. Carol says, Howie, ask Maureen. See if her kids want to help get some out too. You missed it? We could watch the replay. I showed off a bunch of plants. We're going to talk about these seeds that I sowed. If I can get to the bottom of the chat, which I'm close. I feel it. I can ask her to get a hold of you, Howie, Maureen. And if you're interested in allowing other people to go into the secret garden and get some plants. I don't know how hush-hush it is. Bowtie says, seeing DCB's name reminded me to run out and get the winter block over most of the box opening. Did I read that right? To run out and get the winter block over most of the box opening. Been afraid to sow it during the day as they are going nuts out there in the warm days. Yeah, so when you go at night, it's less risque, right? Silly Lily says to GT Junior Grows at Alaska, are you still in snow up there? We just got 1.5 feet of snow. Yeah, let's talk snow because it's still hot in here. 75 degrees. KP Heathen, welcome in. Our Friday night discussion of things with our gardening task list and the weather. Good to see you. Okay, let's see here. Mosquito fish and a bird bath sounds like something Malachi would love to play in too. Hey, party for everybody. Golden tonsils. What? I don't know what you're talking about. This is like the Harry Potter joke all over again. I don't know what we're doing here. I'll just keep scrolling. There's no bottom of the chat. It's a bottomless rabbit hole. GT Junior, I hope we get no more snow. I see grass in my yard again. I have a few garden beds to do, so I need it to stop. Silly Lily says, I hear you. We were seeing our grass. Then this weather hit us. I'm so sad about the weather here. We'll get a blizzard and we'll get 1/2 foot, almost 1 foot of snow. And within 3 days, it's melted. And a week later, it's hot. Too much. Too hot. Oh, GT Junior has a message to Mike. Mike, I literally just found the package you sent me, man. Ooh. So I have 2 containers outside, and they're up against the house foundation in the southern exposure, more towards, I'd say more towards south for sure, and then west. One is a picture like a metal wash bin, but the oval kind. It has drainage holes and it's up on blocks. And then a round, I'm going to call it like a whiskey barrel type, but I think it's plastic. So that has been sewn, those 2 containers. And what I put in there, I'm not going to show these ones because there's no picture. I'm going to read it. Quick Star F1 kohlrabi, gypsy broccoli, pak choi cabbage, early white Vienna kohlrabi. Well, actually, I don't know if I planted white or purple or both because I didn't label a darn thing. Green magic broccoli. And then hopefully I actually put some of these in there. It's the Tiara F1 green cabbage. And then this is where I have pictures. This is a Shijumisa green. This is a cross between the parents Tatsoi and Komatsuna. Here is the Tatsoi, one of the parents to what I just showed. So we're talking about greens. Bok choy. I don't honestly know if I planted that. Again, didn't label anything. I did it with my kids. I don't know what happened. And then Yodfa, Chinese broccoli. And so, okay, we had some crazy storm last night. It was loud, booming, not a whole lot of precipitation. And so seeds have been sown. They were watered. They got rained on. It was 80 today. So the soil's warm. We're going to get heavy rains tomorrow and the next day. And then I'm going to put 2 glass panels on top of those containers and create a cold frame because we are going to see at night below freezing temperatures. And so what I want to do is if it's hot during the day, enough, take the glass off. And I want to take the glass off if it needs to get watered, because there's no way for that container to get moisture when the top's on it, the glass top. I'm hoping my kids leave it alone and follow instructions. I've never done this before this way, but it's a very quick. I'm behind on planting these. I don't have any room in my house. They need to just be planted outside. Mike mentioned how when we winter sow things, they don't have to be hardened off. So I did rows, and I just sprinkle seed, and I'll just pluck out the babies, and I'll go take them to the offsite garden and plant them there when it's time. That's the plan. Someone's leaving. Is it Anne? Anne, I'm going back to bed. Need to snooze a bit more. It's only 5:30 a.m. here. Rest well, lady. Mike's like, wow, to GT Jr. Howie says, I know where Maureen lives and is 1 hour walk from me. I have walked by her house many times to get to the country grocery, Carol, and will leave a note. Ooh, in her mailbox. So sneaky. Sounds good. Yes, see ya, Anne. Bowtie. I don't understand not labeling things. How will you know what was successful for a better garden next year? We're just swinging it. I mean, this seed is from 2022. Some of it's from 2025. I'm just going to look at the baby seedling and figure it out. If I remember right, it was like I planted broccoli in the first row, and then kohlrabi. Like maybe it's in seed packet order in here and I just messed it up. I might have just messed it all up. I bet you it was in seed packet order of how it's planted as rows in the container. Yeah, I mean, good documentation is fantastic. What's the name of it? Where did you buy it from? What day did you sow it? How did it perform? That's ideal. That's ideal for sure. Carol says, thank you to Howie. I sent her a message. You might be contacting her. Means a lot. And they would go to a good home. Oh, so I've never done this before. This is pretty great. Trying not to knock soil into my technology here. So I'm going to put it in a different container very gently when it goes outside. And I was told not direct sun. They kind of like some shade, but it has to be hot out. Get up there. So we're going to experiment with that. And I'm going to be coolest garden in my land. Different personalities, concrete, sequential versus abstract, random, bowtie life in the garden when it comes to labeling things. My stuff that I grow indoors has labels. It's either painter's tape or tags, like the tags. But then when it goes outside, do tags follow the plant? I've tried it, and then I hated picking them out of the ground at the end of the season, so I kind of just want to draw on a piece of paper when I put it in the ground, like, this is the name of this tomato. A lot of people do video log. I think I'll just do a piece of paper and a clipboard. Bowtie says, yeah, I know, Carol. I'm a mess of contradictions myself. Bowtie says, I am adding to the label the day I planted the seedlings out to the garden. I saw someone else write that and I'm enthralled. So what I do is, you know how you can go to the hardware store or the bank or sometimes some clinics give away free calendars, the wall calendar thing, the flippy thing with picture on it? That's what I use. I have one designated for seed starting. So in there, it'll say when I'm supposed to be starting seeds. And then if I'm on top of it, I'll have wrote in there the day I actually started it and the day I transplanted it outside. Because then it's not on a label somewhere. It's just in that calendar. And I just keep each calendar each year. I used to have, like, we write in the notebook all these pages of things. And then I had 3 kids. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. My galangal is struggling. Looked like the sun hit it possibly. Shampoo ginger through. Oh, my neck hurts. Through again has baffled me, and I'm in the tropics. Ah, Sharon, I would love to be that organized, but I plain don't have the time for all that. I use the plant and pray method. My kid also pulls tags out. Yeah, I just not super into having all the tags everywhere. I like them in the house to keep track of them. Okay, so definitely turmeric is an understory plant. Mine grew huge last year, 10-pound harvest, and the blooms on them were nothing short of breathtaking. It is in my raised garden bed from September. I'm excited about it, for sure. Well, we looked at snail seed method. We've looked at the plants that I have. We talked about the seeds that I have sown. As a friendly reminder, like what you see, don't forget to subscribe for more gardening chats. Don't forget to check out the description of any of our live streams that we do because there's stuff in there that I work hard on, like articles or videos. Sometimes there's tools or materials lists, books. We talked about the podcast, Learn as You Grow. I do have an upcoming live. That's tomorrow night, I believe. And we're going to talk about 25 survival crops that fed families during the Great Depression. They're resilient, high-yield crops that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't. What I want to do is show you the crop, the name, maybe a little description of it. Go shopping. Can we buy that thing today in 2025? And how would you eat it? If you successfully grew it, what is a recipe? That's the format I want to do with these survival crops when we do that live stream tomorrow, and it should be 9 p.m. Central. And I have it set up. So I could put the link in the chat if I pause and click and yeah, 9 p.m. And then we'll probably go live Sunday, but I don't know what we're going to talk about. If you have any ideas, I guess put them in the chat now, or Team Replay, put them in the comments now. Please and thank you. Okay, back to this one, and then I'll put the... Come back to me, chat, and I get live chat, please. Oh yeah, the poll. I should talk about that. Live tomorrow. Okay, so let's see here. How's it going with your weather in your garden? Perfect gardening weather, 56%. No way. Too much rain, 16%. Still too cold, 28%. Unexpected heat wave is me. It's just too hot right now because then it's just going to get too cold and it's going to get too rainy. So there, I ended the poll. Okay, let's see. Back over here. Then I can figure out where I was at. I see Fox at Outdoors is here. Let's see. Where's the beginning of the hellos? So oh, we have a zombie preparedness. Hey, how's it going? There's the good evening. Fox at Outdoors. Carol says, yes, total understory plant. Our darn son is sneaky. Zombie preparedness. I think you got to hear some of our secret interview over at the Backwoods Misfit. It was fantastic. 3 hours long. The first hour is just me, and then hour 2 and 3, Radio Jonesy joined us from I don't know what channel he wants to promote. One of his channels. Fox Outdoors. I always show up late to the show. As of late, weather getting nicer and allowing me to plant 3 weeks earlier than normal. I always get excited thinking that that's a possibility, but I have to be realistic with Minnesota. It can still snow in May. Now, the last few years, it's been very different than the past. Very warm. I also have to work with the person on the property as far as preparing gardens. So I also need to listen to my body. My body has been hibernating all winter, and I cannot just go, 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 go right now. I am sore from the last 2 days of walking and doing things already. Carol says the crop of cream of soups from Campbell's in there. Just kidding. Find out tomorrow night what's on the list. And the weather is probably lying to you, Cliff. Watch out, says Carol. So yeah, there's the, if you want to hit the notify me on the live, I've already set it up. Oh, Bowtie's fallen asleep. You've been up since 3:38. And it is 9:43. You're in Central Time as well as I am. Please get rest so your body can make new cells. It appreciates you very much. I hope you got enough water today. Fox said outdoors. South, I have one more day of sub 40 weather, then we got heat coming quickly after. Well, I know you're in New Mexico, but like Arizona, have you heard? It's like 90 or something there. That's above average, if I remember right. But I was looking at the forecast for April, and the way it's set up is we're going to possibly have a bunch of severe storms forming and moving throughout. So, oh, the beans. Guys, can you hold on so I can go get the beans to show you? Is that okay? Can you handle that? Where's the button? Okay. I bought beans and they're called, oh, my elbow. I got out of the chair and my body was like, you haven't moved in an hour. What are you doing? Okay. Look at how big these are. I'll take one out for you. It's called Jack and the Beanstalk. It's like 20 to 30 feet tall beanstalks, apparently. It's massive. And I'm not going to eat them. I just want to grow them to mature them and have more of these. Because this is cool. Maybe I'll sell them. My question, though, is a giant sword bean. Ornamental, or you can eat them when they're immature, like smaller. Sorry if the bag is making a bunch of sound in the mic. I apologize for that. I'm not sure if I should have a trellis for it, because to me, a beanstalk means it's like a sunflower. It's going to shoot up its own strength and be okay. So, anybody know if Jack and the Beanstalk beans need a trellis or not? Because I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I'm going to plant them. I'm going to plant them real good. Okay, where am I at here? What are you saying? Pole or pole? It all depends on your mood, I guess. Haha. Carol says, I needed the choice of just weird as heck. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the conversation that we had. Miss Sharon, like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Come back to comment. I found the thumbs up and clicked it. Did you? Reminder from Bowtie. How many are still with us? This might be outdated. It's not even scrolling. 18 maybe? Hello, 18 of you. Carol says, so they say, Fox at Outdoors. Our rains are coming, but then they are sprinkles. Crazy Life Homestead, I did not video, but I cleaned out the area for the greenhouse, cut the grass, put the cinder blocks over there. We're rocking and rolling over there at Crazy Life Homestead. That's okay. You don't have to video everything. Excuse me, Fox Outdoors. I'm very meticulous about checking my 10-day forecast every day. Bowtie Life in the Garden, but I want to see the beans. I hope you got to see them. Okay, I think you're still here. I see it over here. Crazy Live Homestead. Tomorrow, if I have any energy, we will move last year's greenhouse over to the new garden area. Love the progress you're making. That's what we're here to talk about tonight, is what you got going on. Who names beans? On my elbow. Yes, they're huge. And I'm so excited. So excited. Oh. um, you do think it needs a trellis? Gosh, what am I gonna use for 20 to 30 feet tall trellis? Can I just a tree? I guess I'm gonna plant them next to a tree. Bowtie Life in the Garden. Okay, later's all. Good night. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for stopping by. Have a restful sleep. Crazy Life Homestead. It says that Jack in the Bean needs trellis. Oh man. So part of me, Carol and I were talking, like a teepee trellis, right? Which would be super cool to have a Jack and the Beanstalk teepee. That'd be amazing. So I guess I need to buy and figure out that. It's not gonna be here at my house. It'll be at the offsite garden. There's no house there. Use a ladder or two. I don't want it blowing over in the wind. It's crazy windy out there too. Passed out now. Bowtie Life. They are some whoppers. Yeah. I'm excited. What are those again? They are huge. Don't bring down any giants, Shawnee. So I got them on Etsy. And they're giant sword beans. Jack and the Beanstalk beans. Oh, here. I'll type this in the chat. The Canavialia Canavelia gladiata. That's what it is, Carol. Oh, Jay Dixon, I am here for the nighty night. Hey. Move house, easy. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. I don't own this house. This is a rental, so I'd have to get a different one to move out there. We have to have Mike, I'm a problem solver. We have to have a basement dug or a foundation poured concrete slab, and we live where there's tornadoes, so we want to put a basement in. So you have to have the hole dug and prepped before they can crane a new house onto the property. Oh, wait, Jack and the Beanstalk, 16-foot cattle panel set vertically. Need a ladder, he said, with a start and a fitful dream state. I'm gonna have to measure the cattle panels I have, because I don't think I have the 16 feet one, and I don't want to like zip tie two together because they have a purpose out there already. But I could totally send somebody to the store and pick up another one and then prop it somewhere. Because, yeah, I'm growing these. Carol, man, you throw them at someone and they will leave a mark. Well, we have another live stream coming up in half an hour or so. Is it? Can I link to it? Does it have the? Hold on. Say your last things you want to say. We're saying goodbyes. I know I tried to link it to it the other day. Oh, here it is. Like redirect, but I couldn't find redirect in my YouTube studio. Like I don't have access to that, possibly because you need to, I don't know, have more something to get that. I don't know. I'm getting back into my live so I can put this in the chat. What do I say? Going here next? I don't know. This is where I'm going next. There. All right, so as we say our goodbyes, I'm going to read. I know, who's picking stuff 16 feet off the ground? So that's where it's like, how am I going to get them? Because I want them to fully mature. I want the sword pod to dry, because the pod is It's folded. Let's see here. Excuse me, my nose. I just did that in the mic. 2 feet. 12. Okay. 1 to 2 feet long seed pods mature. They resemble long swords, hence the common name sword bean. And then, yeah, the vine is 20 to 30 feet tall. And I'm super excited to see this massive bean grow so I can have more massive beans. Carol from Crazy Life Homestead, if they don't leave a mark, they will have a concussion. It's not going to start till 11. Well, then I can have a snack and rest my neck for a little bit. Jay says, Shawnee Grows, those are my self-defense beans. Fox at Outdoors says to Carol, people who own fruit trees. Oh, to get, yeah. Or poke an eye out. Good night, all. Silly Lily, have fun with your snow. I'm imagining, like, I don't know, what is it called? Bamboo poles in a teepee, and then planting them at the base and having beanstalk teepee land, right? Rock Solid Passion, hello, good to see you. We're wrapping it up and we're heading over to the live stream that I put in the chat. It is for South Florida Sunshine Tropicals, but there's a little break in between. Oh, in 5 minutes? Oh, I forget, like, different time zones. It starts in 5 minutes? Okay. Because I'm like, oh, it's only 10 o'clock. I have an hour. No, like, Carol's a different time zone. Zombie Preparedness, we are building an old-fashioned root cellar, storm cellar. Woo! That's amazing. That's another reason why I'm like, well, I kind of want some kind of thing in the earth because I want a root cellar, right? Grow a little dwarf fruit tree, says Carol. Yes, good night from Duncan. Bless all y'all. Bow tie. I was picking from 17-foot okra plants growing in a 2-foot high raised bed, 19 feet in the air, ladder and all, 2 years ago. Barry says, I would say good night, but I know I will see most of you in a few minutes. Yes, we're going to see you on the next one over here with South Florida Sunshine. And tomorrow I'm going to be live talking about 25 survival crops that fed people back in the day, supposedly. We're going to look at the crop, maybe read about like the flavor profile. Can we buy them in 2025? We're going to go shopping and we're going to look at recipes if I can coordinate it all correctly. I would appreciate you all to put in your 2 cents in that as we go through it. We can make an arbor from cattle panels. So I have one for my drying beans, right? So a sweet gift from a gardening sis and name change. Oh, is that the name of her Friday? That's Carol's live. Okay. Yes, thank you all for joining us in the chat. Remember to hit the thumbs up. I got to talk to my crew about how we're going to grow these beans. It's good seeing everybody. I'll see you in the next one or tomorrow. Yeah, let's see. Where's my buttons? I haven't been live in like 10 days. So thank you all for rocking and rolling with me. Grow every day in every way.